Hey guys, we're going to start out with who I am and what we're going to talk about today, which is Ethereum. I'm Austin Sanders. I have been studying finance, stocks, and currencies for a long time. I was interested in it since I was 15 years old, I would say. And I went to college for it, worked in the industry for 5 years, and we're going to go over something kind of new, which is cryptocurrencies and why they're becoming important and why they are soaring in value and how you can potentially make money off of some of these. So the one I want to talk about today is Ethereum, and Ethereum is a cryptocurrency. It's the second most popular cryptocurrency right now behind Bitcoin. Everyone's talking about Ethereum because it's got a lot more accessibility to app developers, software developers versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a little bit difficult, slower, and costs more in your transactions. So, there's a lot of articles out there right now, and what they're talking about is Microsoft, JP Morgan, IBM, all of those companies are supporting Ethereum. Ethereum is also acknowledged by the IRS. They do have a tax note, I think it's 2014-21, which is a tax note basically talking about virtual currencies, especially they actually name Bitcoin in that. So we know that they're acknowledging these things, and that's why you have these huge banks, UBS, the CME group. Anybody that owns gold and silver knows that the CME group getting in on it is pretty big. Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. They're actually all those companies listed together. So if you want to go look up who's in that, that'd be that shows you that its roots are getting deep. So the developers and businesses can use Ethereum versus Bitcoin's a little bit harder. The transactions are going to be more expensive with Bitcoin if it does come down to an everyday use. Buying a cup of coffee, the fees are going to be more than the cup of coffee is always what everybody says about Bitcoin. So when we talk about Ethereum, you can have basically exchange rate currencies with maybe almost zero fee, something maybe less than what Visa's actually working with a company called, I think it's a Monaco Bank card. We'll have to look that one up, but I know that there's a lot of big companies that are getting into this, so that's very important to see the IRS acknowledging it as well. So this is a very new financial instrument, which is a cryptocurrency. Well, new in relation to gold, silver, even the US dollar, which isn't that old. Now, let's talk about the price right now. Price is, let me look it up actually right this second. It's just went as high as 200 and I believe $17 somewhere around there, and this is pulling it off of Coinbase, and right now it's at 185.31. So it has pulled back quite significantly, and same with Bitcoin. It reached 2,800 maybe, and it's at 2,400 now. So what you have here is you have a whole entire sector of currencies, and those those currencies are all electronic currencies. They are all going to move up and down, probably following Bitcoin or Ethereum, because those are the two largest cryptocurrencies right now. And why we're going with Ethereum, why we would pick Ethereum over Bitcoin at this point, is because the usability aspect. But we think that if there's a crash in Bitcoin, there's going to be a crash in Ethereum. So that's something to watch out, especially here coming into the future. You have, I believe, a big SegWit. Uh, Look up some other YouTube videos to figure out what SegWit is on Bitcoin, and potential split coming up throughout this rest of this year. And with Ethereum, uh, there's going to be it's pretty much clear for the rest of the year, so there shouldn't be any hiccups there. Now Bitcoin is the one that is the largest in market cap, and Ethereum is second. So if Bitcoin were to have issues in August, then I would assume that Ethereum would pull back at that point as well. So that might be a time frame to watch. Importantly, it could be really good for Bitcoin though. There's been a lot of great news, a lot of banks signing on. Bank of Japan, Korea's buying up Bitcoins as much as they can. China is it's being used in Venezuela. You can see all the news about it and read all the news about it daily. So it's becoming more popular. Now, why we like these cryptocurrencies over any other investment at this point and why they're doing so well. Let's talk about that. So, if I go out to your typical neighborhood in the US, how many of my neighbors out of 10 are going to know that Bitcoin is a currency and they could use it? They can use it on Expedia. I think Overstock.com as well uses it. Those are some of the websites I like to go to. Travel, obviously, and buy a bunch of junk for my house. Right now, they've pulled back together, which is okay, and that's actually good for us because we want to buy some. So we're watching it right here. Is it over? Is it at the point that it's overvalued and in a bubble? I don't think so. I think a good, healthy pullback is necessary, especially in something that is so new. It should have some volatility up, and it should basically, have some market corrections. Good news, bad news, people mix feelings about it, herd mentality chasing into it, some of the profit sellers selling out of it. That's what makes a healthy market, is all these things. And it's not going to go away, and it's definitely taking over the price of gold and silver for physicals. So why not invest some of your money into something like this? Not all of it, obviously. We also like silver a lot too, because it's at such a low price compared to gold, and it's got so many other uses. But that's for a different video. If you want to pull the trigger now, I think you're safe. And if but it is in a correction right now, I believe, not necessarily a crash. If it gets back to even $80 or $90, I feel like that is a healthy correction. Now, a crash, I would be probably below those numbers, but if it pulls back to 100, I wouldn't be surprised. And but I would still be a buyer at this point, because it's going to rise up. I see three, four, $500 at least in its future, if not up to 1,000. I think that healthy prices, Bitcoin 5,000 and Ethereum at about 700. That's what I see healthy prices for these currencies at the end of the year. So again, I use Coinbase, and then I send them off to a private wallet so that if Coinbase gets in trouble or crashes, to my private wallet. And I hope they keep making more apps, and this video grows some attention to Ethereum and its recent rise, and a little bit more understanding on what cryptocurrencies are, and why we like them right now as an investment. Thanks, and take care, everyone.